Hey guys, SpaceGuru5 here. This is going to be a little bit of a different video from me. Seeing how my channel is now 9 years old, I figured I might as well just go through my entire YouTube history. So with that said, let's get started with a history lesson. My YouTube channel has undergone quite the history, having been created all the way back in 2009. As you can imagine, there's a whole lot to talk about, so I'll just cut to the chase. This is the comprehensive history of my channel. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Believe it or not, the story of my channel began well before my channel was even created. In September 2007, I began my 5th grade year. I had just moved to Washington State a month prior, and I was still trying to fit into school. The first friend I made there was a guy named Tim, who was in the same grade as I was. He and I would frequently hang out together after school, and on the weekends, usually at his house. We would watch YouTube videos and play Bloons Tower Defense quite regularly. This was the first time I really began watching YouTube on a more regular basis. 1 year later, in September 2008, I befriended a guy named Matt who went to my school and was 2 years my senior. He introduced me to YouTube Poops, the Irate Gamer, and other assorted nonsense. He and I would tend to hang out together after school and just fuck around on YouTube or outside and do whatever the fuck we wanted to. On February 4th, 2009, Matt acquired a camera and recorded audio of us just goofing around in his house. What you're about to see is my very first vocal appearance on YouTube.
Touch me, I'll squish your mom's dicky! Son of a bitch.
That was Gil just saying that he doesn't want you to touch his dicky.
What?
And have you ever been circumcised?
What?
You don't know what that is, do you?
No.
Yeah, how's my 11-year-old voice treating you? On March 16, 2009, Matt used his video camera to record us just goofing around outside. What followed is my very first video appearance on YouTube.
You're on YouTube, I guess.
Hey there, people. I'm Joe Martinez. I'm the one that said, touch me, switch your mom's sticky on that Joe Blow thing.
Fun fact, if you go to this video, you can still see the first comment I ever posted using my YouTube account. But hey, now we're getting ahead of ourselves. It's time to get to the creation of my YouTube account on May 21st, 2009. I had been 12 years old for 9 days, and my older sister helped me create my YouTube channel so that way I could have an account on YouTube. She set my age as 14, she couldn't remember the lowest age you could be allowed onto YouTube, and I took care of the rest. I based my username on a now defunct email I had used at the time. I didn't start making videos right away, however. Initially I just used my YouTube account to subscribe to people and leave comments. You know, generic stuff. Around this time, I mostly frequented the channels of Fred, Onision, Walrus Guy, the Irate Gamer, Deeper Cut, Ray William Johnson, Jeepers Media, JPills1122, and Edsworld. I should also mention that during this time, I was pretty active on cheeseburger.com. I spent quite some time making lolcats and other associated garbage. As a result, I typed in lolspeak throughout 2009 and into 2010. I was 12, what do you want from me? I'm not entirely sure what initially drove me to create content on my channel. Maybe it was a desire for a following, or maybe it was just sheer prepubescent boredom. Whatever it was, it led to me creating and posting my very first 3 videos on July 25th, 2009. These 3 videos were short, random animations I made using Anime Studio 5, which I'd used for a couple of years up to that point. What I'm about to show you is the very first video posted to my channel. Blink and you might miss it. Yeah, see what I mean? I continued regularly posting animations to my channel during this time period. These ranged from random comedic videos and original Sonic characters to god-awful math quizzes and math lessons. And the best part? I lacked any audio sources for this stuff. Thus, these videos are completely silent. On August 31st, 2009, I began my 7th grade year. On that day, I met a guy named Daniel who would eventually join YouTube as GFG Hulk. You should check him out. He and I became friends almost instantly. We shared plenty of life experiences and always had something funny or crazy to talk about. We hung out on plenty of weekends and became very close friends in that way. Even now, we're still pretty much bros. By the time I met him, I'd posted my first 7 videos. In November 2009, I discovered the videos of Youngblood Fantasy 92. The first video of his I watched was his top 5 scariest logos video. What drew me to him more than anything was that, unlike others who made videos of the same caliber, he actually went into thorough details about why he found those particular logos scary. His eloquence and opinionated matters still drive me to his content to this very day. From this, I watched my very first rants and commentaries, which resulted in me watching users such as Brawlmaster08, Cyberwolf087, and Ampharos64, to name a few. This action foreshadowed my eventual transition into rants and commentaries. On April 9th, 2010, I began posting flipnotes to my channel. For those of you who don't know, the Nintendo DSi had a program called Flipnote Studio, which included a link to Flipnote Antenna. That was where you could post your flipnotes online for others to see. Flipnote Antenna ceased operations in 2013, and I don't have any screen caps of the site while it was still active, so you'll just have to take my word for it, or just look it up yourself on Google or something. The first flipnote I posted was Davis and I Sing Moscow, which I will play here. In case you're wondering, this is a flipnote I'd created myself. I continued uploading flipnotes for the rest of 2010, which led to the Funny Dora series of videos being posted. To this day, Funny Dora Part 2 is still the most viewed video on my entire channel, having garnered over 85,000 views at the time of this recording. This just goes to show you how popular these videos became on my channel. In September 2010, I began using Windows Movie Maker and Anime Studio 6. By then, I'd begun making videos on a laptop where I could do so privately. Before then, I used the family computer for just about everything. My first Windows Movie Maker video was a shitty YouTube poop of Funny Dora that I posted on September 26, 2010. Here it is.
Hello, I'm back from
the Mushroom Kingdom,
after being brutally
taken over
between you and me and
Bowser.
now let's go to
Yay, Luigi.
Hi, kids.
I hope she made lots of spaghetti.
I'm so glad I've gotten a lot better at these. Anyway, my discovery of Windows Movie Maker foreshadowed the change of direction my content would undergo. My privacy and usage of Windows Movie Maker both enabled me to begin expressing my opinions on things, having already been inspired by the ranters and commentators I mentioned before. This leads us right into my transition period. My transition period began when I posted my very first rant on November 7th, 2010. It was a 4-minute rant regarding the actions of Sony Music Group and its rampant DMCA nonsense. I'll play a brief snippet for you right here. Obviously, this was before I actually understood fair use. For the rest of 2010 and going into 2011, I used Windows Movie Maker far more frequently. As a result, animations and flipnote uploads almost ceased, becoming very, very infrequent. My Windows Movie Maker projects included top 10 lists, montages of cities, montages of characters, and rants about Viacom's alleged support of piracy. Yeah, I should probably talk about that. Starting in 2007 and continuing until 2013, Viacom tried to sue YouTube on multiple occasions over clips of their TV shows being posted there, even though some of them fell under fair use and some of those clips were posted by Viacom anyway. In 2010, I'd watched a video from Jeepers Media that detailed how CNET, owned by Viacom, supported piracy by providing plenty of YouTube downloader software. His video also detailed the many times YouTube videos are posted and embedded onto Spike.com by its employees, often without being given permission to do so. In late 2010 and early 2011, I made a series of videos documenting and commenting on these actions myself. Here's a clip from the first of these videos, which was posted on December 20th, 2010. As you can see, I was very passionate about this stuff, since I viewed it as a great threat to the platform on which I made my videos and garnered my following. However, I still didn't officially have an avatar, nor did I even feature my voice. Nevertheless, I continued posting rants on YouTube poops well into 2011. On February 22nd, 2011, I found a headset lying around in my house. Seizing the opportunity, I began using my voice in my assortment of videos. Here's the first video of mine in which I featured my voice. Bear in mind, I was still 13.
Hello YouTube, this is SpaceGuru5. I'm just doing a microphone check. I'm using headphones. Yeah, this is my voice. If you have a problem with that, then I don't really care. So yeah, I might be doing rants like this from now on. I'm just going to using this headset, microphone. I might do commentaries. I just need to get my real player working again. I know, freaking sucks. But yeah, talk to you guys later.
Yeah, my voice sure sounds a lot different now, doesn't it? On February 25th, 2011, I posted my final animation to my YouTube channel. It was a short clip based on a show idea I had with Daniel, which we called University Place. That's a story for another day. We return to that idea every now and then, but nothing more has really been done with it. On March 6, 2011, I posted my final Flipnote upload, which was a Shoop to Whoop Sparta remix made by someone else. This marked the end of my older content and paved the way for my current content. You see, on March 1st, 2011, I posted my very first commentary. It's not anything special, it's just a commentary I did on a rant that I no longer stand by. Here's a clip from it.
SpaceGuru5 out. More rants to come, by the way. Stay tuned. You didn't even make any valid points to us in this entire video. Basically, you just bitched and moaned because you don't have one of these smartphones for yourself. No, I'm not saying you should get one because, yes, I agree, they're total bullshit. But seriously, you didn't have to make this god-awful rant!
I should point out that the characters I used from this video were characters we planned to use on University Place. However, I still didn't really have an avatar chosen for my content. Anyway, the posting of my first commentary on March 1st, 2011 marked the end of my transition from my old content to my current content. Let's talk about that now. My first year making rants and commentaries was pretty interesting. One of the earliest subjects I tackled was Life in a Tent's video talking about the 2011 Japanese earthquake and tsunami. In that video, I called out Life in a Tent's behavior as inconsiderate and just downright cruel, among other things. He and I exchanged a bit of fire as a result of this, though we were both able to talk it out and have our issues resolved. Despite this, I requested MSkull1 to make a commentary about Life in a Tent's video, or at least everyone says I did. Following that incident, I continued to post rants about various topics, including a retread of my Viacom rants, Sonic Recolors, Gyrohedgy 453, and copyright law. On April 23rd, 2011, I finally decided to have an official avatar, Ren Hoek from the Ren and Stimpy show. At the time, I claimed to use him because I saw a lot of similarity between myself and him, although in hindsight, I really don't see those similarities at all. Anyway, here's a clip from the very first video I posted using Ren as my avatar.
Are you soon becoming like Google, where they pretend they are omnipotent? It seems that way to many of us. Stop with the damn updates. Listen to us. Now, I've already mentioned the issue of copyright bullcrap on YouTube, but in case you missed it, companies overlooked the fair use clause given to us by Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Thus, they try to make us look weak and like thieves by removing fair use videos that don't pertain to them at all.
I would continue using Rand as my avatar up until October 2011. On May 3rd, 2011, I began making films and comedic sketches with my friend Tim. Even though our films aren't exactly the best, I still have very fond memories of us just making those films and having a blast while doing it. I mean, we were just two 13-year-old kids having fun. I mean, come on. During 2011, my upload rate was slowed down a little bit in comparison to 2010. I had to put more focus on school, and so I had to put my YouTube channel on the back burner for a bit. Still, I continued to create my content whenever I had the chance. On November 6, 2011, I transitioned to another long-term avatar, Dayang the Dragon, a character I'd created myself. The first video I used him in was a commentary I made on Eric Douglas, which was made before I realized that he was a troll. Here's a clip.
Over the last 6 months, I'm sure you know what's been going on, but Justin Bieber fans and Justin Bieber himself has been receiving a lot of hate.
Maybe the reason why Justin Bieber fans have been receiving a lot of hate is because of people like you who declare war against people who have differing opinions than you. It's people like you who give Justin Bieber fans a bad name. I hope you realize that. Also, describing said differences of opinion as hatred is like saying science has done nothing to regress human technology.
About a month later, I made my first commentary on Guptil89. He was a huge bandwagon at the time, and I felt the need to jump on that bandwagon as well. Here's a clip from my first Guptil commentary.
But overall, Sally Acorn really stands out amongst the slew of females, not just because she's Sonic's first official love interest, or because she's the only one who didn't wear clothes, but because in the comics, she grew very long hair.
Stop masturbating to hair! God damn!
I continued to make Guptil commentaries until July 29, 2012. For a while, I was well known for my commentaries on Guptil89. Of course, that wasn't the only thing I was known for. On October 15, 2011, I made a rant concerning the internet rules, in which I tried to correlate smut on the internet with being caused by the internet rules. This was before I realized what the internet rules were. By 2012, I realized that the video was terrible, and I eventually suggested Youngblood Fantasy 92, who by then was Youngblood Fantasy 91, and MSkull01, another commentator I'd watched back then, to commentate on the video. Sick Kirby commentated on the video on his own whim, simply refuting my points. The Youngblood didn't comply, MSkull did, though in his video he accused me of being homophobic for saying that Ren and Stimpy's portrayal as a gay couple was wretched and vile. Admittedly, it was a bit of a poor choice of words, but because of that, I was basically considered a homophobe, and I received a lot of insults from the commentary community. I chose not to say anything about it in my defense, but I did refute one person's query of me being autistic. This was the first instance in which I received such massive backlash on my channel, and I continued for a few months. Following the MSkull incident, I continued making my usual content. I reasoned that such an incident like that was a constant possibility, but I decided not to let it bog me down. However, I was pretty defensive about it for quite some time afterwards. On April 6, 2012, I decided that my next long-term avatar would be none other than Wile E. Coyote. The first video I made featuring him was a one-shot on a Bieber fangirl, who was also a troll. Here's a clip from that one-shot.
First of all, what you don't realize is that you wouldn't have your precious Justin Bieber if it were not for the contributions made by Michael Jackson, the Beatles, Led Zeppelin, Aerosmith, and many other bands that were popular in the golden age of music. It's this ignorance in you type of fans that pisses me off the most.
Keen observer that you are, you may have also noticed that I still use Wile E. Coyote as my avatar to this day, even though I consider him an alternative main avatar. I'd still argue that I'm very closely associated with Wile E. Coyote due to how long he's been my avatar. Following that one-shot, I continued making commentaries on Guptil89, with my final Guptil commentary being posted on July 29, 2012. I also wound up doing an unscripted commentary on my internet rules rant on June 29, 2012, although most of my points were based on what other people said about it. In addition, I acquired a little Canon camera on May 12, 2012 as a birthday present. How lovely. 2012 and 2013 were both rather slow years of production for me. Commentaries and rants took quite some time for me to create, and I needed to balance it out with schoolwork and helping to babysit my newborn little sister. In spite of that, I made rants about people being sad over the end of the Nostalgia Critic, another rant about copyright law, and a one-shot on Foxtrot Delta Lima 497. I also made a video picking apart the actions of Crystal Dark Girls 101 on November 11, 2012, and I mocked the 2012 apocalypse on December 20th, 2012. On January 1st, 2013, I rang in the new year by posting a commentary on Sleek 462, which I still believe to be a good commentary to this day. Here's a clip.
But how does any of this relate to Illuminati mind control and any other related mumbo jumbo? It doesn't. It's an apples to oranges comparison. Well, before we're stuck here for a lifetime, I'll just go ahead and counter everything this guy shows us. There's a video Mike Mozart himself uploaded reviewing Kiss Pops. Listen to what he says at one particular point in the video.
I mean, there are a lot of inappropriate toys that I've been showing, but you know what? They were mistakes. They were just sheer stupidity, the way something was packaged or the way they, did something to it.
There you go. There you fucking go.
One of the things I will always remember about this time period was the massive infighting that occurred after the Blackbuster Critic targeted a few folks in the commentary community, including Youngblood Fantasy 91, Fanfic Critic, and the Mystery Oven Thing. Those were very rough times, and the ensuing climate of the CC made me feel obliged to keep my support of Youngblood under wraps. I can't even begin to tell you how many people made videos in 2013 that talked about how the CC was dying or dead or whatever the fuck else. 2012 and 2013 weren't good years for the CC for a number of reasons, primarily for all of that. It wasn't until March 12, 2013, 1 year after the MSkull Incident, that I would be faced with yet another major obstacle. Around March 12, 2013, I discovered that the laptop I'd used since September 2010 had ceased to properly turn on. I still have no idea why this happened. I was in a real pickle. I didn't have the proper resources to produce the content I was most accustomed to producing. All I had was a headset, a video camera, and an iPod. That was it. That was all I had. I didn't have the money yet to buy my own laptop since I didn't have a job. Then I got an idea. I realized that I could record videos with my iPod and post them to my channel, and so that's what I did. On June 17, 2013, I posted my first iPod video to my channel. It involved me and Daniel capturing a glitch in the game Little Big Planet 2. Here's a clip of that.
Right now.
We are in glitch heaven right now.
Look at this. We messed it up.
We broke the game.
We broke it. We just found the way we found the entrance to the light.
Look at the meter.
Look at that. It's going on and off. It's going off and on. It's freaking, look, we have just reached our maximum potential of glitches. The game has broke its limit.
And now we're in glitch heaven. On July 30th, 2013, and throughout the rest of the year, I used my video camera to record me and my friends riffing on the movie Barney's Great Adventure. The review itself was split into 4 parts. The actual riffing was recorded between July and September 2013, and the extra stuff was recorded from September to December 2013. However, it wouldn't be until November 23rd, 2013 that those videos would be edited and posted to my channel. Even though I had these extra resources, my upload patterns were still very intermittent. Between June and August 2013, I only posted 9 videos. Although I posted my first channel trailer on September 17, 2013, I still didn't really have the resources I needed to produce my usual content like I used to. That still didn't deter me though. I would still occasionally edit videos using Daniel's laptop during sleepovers, which was how I was able to post the first part of the Barney series on November 23, 2013. In this day and age, it's the 6th most viewed video on my entire channel. Here's a clip of that.
Let's go.
Yeah, the thing's already spiraling at this point, so really, who cares? Yes, we know these are Universal, your planet. You know, it makes me sad. Universal made the Hulk, and I'm already disappointed with that. But then this.
Damn. So even this is hurting you.
God, yeah.
Ah.
Oh God, the Blue Fairy.
Oh God, it's the White Witch of Narnia. Oh no, it's Polygram.
Who?
I don't know. Some company that's probably defunct.
All of this was a great kickstart to signal my return to form. I had provided my audience with something new and entertaining in order to hold them over until I received a new laptop. I received a new laptop as an early Christmas present from my parents, and from then I could finally make videos like I used to once again. This marked the end of the Sparse Period. Once I had a new laptop, I resumed production of my usual content. However, by this point, I had added live-action videos to the mix of content. Production of rants and commentaries nearly slowed to a halt amidst all the live-action videos I recorded with my friends. Nevertheless, my upload patterns had once again been rejuvenated. From January to May 2014, my friends and I filmed the movie Barney the Aftermath, which detailed the fictional events following our review of Barney's Great Adventure in 2013. The movie was posted just in time for my channel's 5th anniversary, much to my delight. On January 15, 2014, I began a series called Dusting Off the Old Files, in which I take a video recorded months ago and post them to my channel. Given how much material my friends and I recorded during the Sparse Period, I still have a lot of stuff that hasn't been posted yet. On February 15, 2014, I commentated on a user named Jaden Walker, who had taken umbrage to my decreased output of commentaries. I explained my scheduling situation and asserted that my content would remain diversified. Following this, Jaden apologized to me via personal messages, and I forgave him. On March 14, 2014, I posted a video picking apart K-Phoria in a manner very similar to the way I picked apart Crystal Dark Rose in 2012. This video also has a huge number of views, and I've received quite a bit of praise for it. Following this, I still continued posting seemingly random videos to my channel that featured just me and my friends goofing off. I also made a commentary on Mike Matei's review of Elmo's Adventures in Grouchland, which I no longer stand by as a good commentary. And I'm not going to show a clip of that because it's fucking garbage.
It's a very special birthday for Elmo! Now don't fucking touch it, bitch, or I'll slice your fucking eyes out!
Yeah, that was necessary. On August 31st, 2014, I began using VideoPad to make my content. From then on until February 26, 2016, I gradually stopped using Windows Movie Maker. In this day and age, I exclusively use VideoPad to edit my videos, including the one you're watching right now. It wasn't until September 9th, 2014 that things would take a turn for the interesting yet again. On September 9th, 2014, a user named MacBoyRedux notified me that my Mike Matei commentary was commentated on by Ryan Rhino Mills. I was also commentated on by Dirtbike Reddit and Dark Agumon over the next few days. Even though those videos were highly critical of me, I took the criticism very well, which I was lauded for. This would be the final instance until 2017 in which I was faced with this sort of criticism from other commentators. Following the Grouchland Incident, things slowly began to decline. I was still posting my usual variety of videos, including a few live streams, yet my viewership was sinking ever so lower. My reaction to this was that of indifference, as I knew my time of popularity had ended years before then. It's an attitude I still have today. During this time, I still received plenty of praise for the Barney review series, Barney the Aftermath, my Gubtail commentaries, and my dissection videos on Crystal Dark Rose and K-Phoria. Someone even regarded me as the next Youngblood Fantasy 91. I didn't think, and I still don't think, that I deserved that kind of honor, but it was still an honor to me regardless. Things were actually going pretty well for the rest of 2014 and the first half of 2015, even though my views had gone down. Then on August 23rd, 2015, something terrible happened. No, you didn't read that title card wrong. Dale and I were harassed in real life on that day in August 2015. Allow me to explain. You know how I said that I got quite some attention for my Barney stuff? Well, that stuff also got attention from my friend Cooper's mom. At 8:15 p.m. Pacific Time on August 23rd, 2015, she tried to call me. However, I wasn't able to answer. I think I was out having dinner with my family at the time. She left the following voicemail for me. She wasn't angry at me just yet.
Hey, Skill, this is Cooper's mom. I'm going to need you to go through your YouTube account and delete any videos that have Cooper in them. I don't care if it's Cooper just there for a second. I need you to delete them and delete them all. He did not have my permission to appear on YouTube, and since he was a minor at the time, it is not okay, and I need you to take them all down, please, because they are not private and they're all showing up on YouTube. Some of them have videos that show the inside of our houses, including house, and that is not okay. That is very insecure. So I'm going to check again in a couple of days. Please make sure you have taken them all down. If they're not all down, I'll give you like 3 days. If they're not all down, then I'm going to have to call your parents and tell them that you need to take them down. That is very insecure or unsecure, and it shows the inside of people's houses, and you have Cooper's video up there without his parents' permission. So please take them down as soon as possible. My number is 5.
It gets better. From what Daniel has told me, Cooper's mom called him and shouted at him to get those videos taken down. She was so brutally angry at Daniel that when she finally hung up, he was in tears for a good while afterwards. At some point, Daniel tried to call my cell phone to try and talk to me, but I still wasn't able to answer. Here's a voicemail I got at 8:46 p.m.
Yo, it's Daniel. Could you please pick up? I need to talk to you. It's important. Really. Just please pick up.
Yeah, you hear those sobs? That's how fucked up it was. I was asleep when Cooper's mom tried to call me again at 12:46 p.m. the next day, although the buzzing from my cell phone certainly woke me up. The following voicemail was left for me.
Yes. Hello, Gil. This is Cooper. On mother's behalf, I'm calling to tell you to remove the videos on YouTube on your channel that have me in them and Daniel. As a family rule, I'm not allowed to have any pictures or videos of me on the internet. And also, I moved the about rape jokes we did. That we were minors at the time, we were not 18, and that could have gotten us arrested, and it is a crime. Also, there are videos of my house and Daniel's online. It's easy for someone to look up where we live, and we could be robbed or worse. Once again, delete the videos on YouTube that have Daniel and me in them, every single one. Anything that involves rape jokes. Bye. And also be calling your cell and send me your thing.
I answered my phone when my phone buzzed again, and I was greeted by Cooper's mom shouting at me over those videos. She told me that I broke international law by depicting sexual acts, even though there was literally no penetration anywhere in the series or in the movie, and she gave me 3 days to remove all those videos. Otherwise, she'd get in contact with my parents and escalate things even further. At one point, she even threatened to take me to court over those videos. Yeah, for real. Take me to fucking court over some stupid-ass videos. After that phone call, I was fucking devastated. After that onslaught of shouting, I called Daniel to let him know what had just happened. In the middle of our talk, Daniel had to hang up the phone because Cooper's mom was at his front door. She wound up messing around with Daniel's accounts directly, without even giving him permission to do so or asking his parents for their permission. With that phone call done, I decided to take action on my account. I set a whole bunch of videos to private, including all the Barney stuff that got me so popular. My mom saw that I was doing this, and I had to explain what was going on. After I did what I felt I needed to do, I called Cooper's mom to let her know that those videos would no longer be publicly available. However, that wasn't good enough for her. She wanted them deleted forever. Anything with Cooper and Daniel in it. That was it. That was her ultimatum. My mom grabbed the phone from me and asked what was going on. Cooper's mom proceeded to tell her everything about those videos, highlighting the rape jokes we made and all the other shit. After that was done, my mom yelled at me about what was going on and over those jokes that I made. She was absolutely furious with me. And that right there is what broke me. In due time, things were resolved, but Daniel and I were still very hurt by what had happened for quite some time afterwards. It took until late 2016 for the three of us to even see each other again. Before then, it was just always me and Daniel. These days, I don't know how Daniel is coping with that whole incident, but I'm still devastated by what happened that day. I'd also be lying if I said that I didn't consider suicide a number of times after it. I'm seeking help for it now, so don't worry about me. I'm gonna be fine. This event had the effect of both hampering my creativity and stunting my channel's growth. Ever since then, I've republicized most of those videos, but there's still a good handful that are still private. This led to a stagnation that continued for the next couple of years, even after I republicized most of those videos. For the next few years, I remained under the radar. I didn't really comment on many issues within the CC, even though there were definitely more than a few going on during that time. And I didn't really do much in terms of picking apart other users. Oh sure, there was that commentary on Christine Wyke I made in 2014, as well as those commentaries on MTV News and Marina Shut Up in 2016. And while those commentaries were pretty well received, I knew there was just no way I'd recapture the popularity I had in my earlier years. On August 15, 2016, I began using my character Zed as a side character in my videos. His appearances in these videos is intermittent, but I still consider him one of my main characters. This was the first time I used more than one avatar in a video. Here's a clip from the intro skit in which Zed made his first appearance.
Last time it pissed off the PC culture. Wonder who's up next. Oh boy, this ought to be exciting.
No, Gilbert, stop right there.
Zed, what are you doing here? I haven't even come up with a character intro for you yet.
I don't care. Listen to me, Gilbert. You don't know what you're doing.
Videos I posted during my stagnation included music uploads, dusting off the old files, some rants, some commentaries, live streams, let's plays, creepypasta readings, and really anything else I wanted to post on my channel. I've made it very clear that I'll just post whatever the fuck I want to. I still had an audience for all of it, and that's all that mattered to me. On September 16, 2016, I began participating in Hobzone live streams and would eventually become good friends with Youngblood Fantasy 91. This was far from our very first interaction, but it was definitely the first time we considered online friendship. I'm still friends with Hobbs to this day. I currently act as a moderator on his Discord server called The Usual Gang of Hoes, or UG, which was created by fellow online comrade Kevin Stryker once we decided Discord was better than Skype. Most of 2017 was pretty devoid of content, primarily due to things in my personal life I had to, and still need to, attend to. Even now my content is once again becoming somewhat sparse. Of course, that's what happens when you finally get a job. Well anyway, on May 23rd, 2017, I bought my own laptop for the very first time, and it's a laptop I still use to this day. I'm so glad I made that purchase, it was honestly fucking worth it. But of course, I really didn't have a lot of time to make my content because of, reasons. This didn't stop me from eventually making more content later in 2017. In October 2017, I posted a video calling out This Isn't Not Metal's behavior, following his negative reaction to a video from CC group Bunch of Pseudo-Intellectuals, BOP, mocking his behavior on Super Smash Bros. Brawl. That video marked my first usage of Discord as an alternative main avatar. Ever since that video, Metal has apologized for his actions and is seeking help to control his behavior. On November 26, 2017, I posted my commentary on Smartass Birb, presenting arguments that I felt refuted his own points about gay rights.
There are still countries, mainly Islamic, that kill gay people, but instead of us ruthlessly fighting over the rights of gays in Middle Eastern and some African countries, we're acting like we're still oppressed here in the United States.
Oh boy, that comment about Islamic. Well, that sure brings me joy to the world. Sure, you say, mainly Islamic, but that raises the issue called relative privation fallacy. For the uninformed, a relative privation fallacy is basically where you try to compare a current situation to, well, it's not as bad as this situation.
This was followed by a video detailing Birb's behavior online and why he received so much criticism to begin with. Little did I know that things would escalate to the point of insanity. This whole brouhaha started on November 28, 2017, after I got into a massive fight with Illini Guy 34 in the comment section of my second Birb video. Naturally, I detailed this argument to my friends on UG. Not long after I blocked Illini Guy from my channel, Dillin Thomas made a tweet implying he'd commentate on my Birb commentary. I had no idea why he'd go after me of all people, seeing how he and I never even knew of each other's existence until very recently. But at the time I suspected that Illini Guy told Dillin about our argument, and that's what enticed Dillin to commentate on me. This is only further evidenced by the fact that Illini Guy provided a voice in Dillin's commentary on me. I don't have any hard evidence that this was the real reason why, so fuck it. It is what it is. Naturally, I was very swift to commentate on this video, and on December 2nd, 2017, I posted my response.
As you can see, he said try to be objective. That is not a guarantee that he will not be subjective in this video. Because to be honest, I doubt someone could be 100% objective with this discussion. But at least he said he would try.
Okay, so can you show me proof that you can't talk about LGBT rights in an objective light? Do you mean to tell me that you can't find any infographics or statistics that show the current status of LGBT rights in the USA? Well, I hate to break it to you, but... From the look of things, it looks like LGBT rights still have quite a way to go here.
The very next day, Dillin made another tweet implying he'd commentate on my recent commentary, except this time his thumbnail choice was more disturbing to me. I don't have any evidence of his existence now, probably a good thing, but the thumbnail featured Zed being strangled, with an army of ISIS fighters in the background, me holding a sign that said the LGBT are oppressed, and a gay pride flag flying in the very back. I was greatly disturbed by the thumbnail, and combined with personal stress I was undergoing at the time, I unleashed a rather ugly side to my personality. For the rest of December and well into January, I continually feuded online with Dillin, Illini Guy, and several of Dillin's fans. It was not a good time for me, and my friends and I noticed just how devastated I was over everything. It took until around January 4th, 2018 for Dillin and I to finally stop shouting at each other. In February, Dillin announced his retirement from the CC, and he set all of his commentaries to either private or unlisted. That was what made it clear that we would no longer be talking about that particular issue. About a month and a half later, I discovered Megatron DBZ had also done a commentary on my Birb commentary around the same time Dillin did, and so I took the time to construct a rebuttal that was posted on February 19th, 2018.
As you can see, the LGBT are not protected under the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Seriously, did you do any research on the Civil Rights Act before you made this video?
But he wasn't talking about the LGBT in that part, was he? He was talking about private business owners being able to disassociate with anybody they choose, which can include those people protected under the Civil Rights Act. Listen again.
Private business owners should have the freedom to associate and disassociate with anyone they choose.
You really are lacking in the reading and listening comprehension department, are you?
Upon him watching my response, he and I talked things out on YouTube and Twitter, and thus ended the whole Birb controversy. Fucking finally. I know Nihilistic Snake made a two-shot on me that very same day, and I don't care. Literally days after the Birb incident concluded, SketchTB informed me of AvatarGate. When I heard about the main thesis of the argument, I went out of my way to mock it completely. I simply made a poorly drawn anthropomorphic rock character on MS Paint, set at the top a rather ugly background, and had to shake around violently to never gonna hit those notes. I even titled the video, "This video is objectively good because it has an OC," and tagged Siphon and Seriously Isaac on Twitter about it directly.
Just wanna tell you how I feel. Gotta make you understand.
Siphon didn't take my video very well. He threw a huge fit over my video and got extremely defensive, even going so far as to fabricate points I never even brought up. He and I just fucking argued for the next few days, until Siphon folded, while still asserting himself to be correct. I still can't believe that happened. I mean, fucking Christ, man. On March 4th, 2018, I noticed that Dillin had made all of his commentaries public again. He had also begun a series of videos called Commentary Community Bloodsports. I went on to mock these videos quite extensively. I mocked them because Dillin had claimed he wanted nothing more to do with the CC, yet here he was online talking smack about the CC. It took until March 18th, 2018 for him to finally respond to me. I had drawn and colored a picture of myself laughing at Dillin, and Gem of 99 had posted it on Twitter. Even though Dillin had a bit of what I felt to be a tough guy response, nothing else more came of this. What a fucking relief. At the end of March 2018, Dillin officially apologized for all of his actions and decided to move on from his commentaries. When I got word of this, I made my own apology in his comments about how harsh we both were when we feuded back in December. We aren't friends now by any means, but we're certainly not enemies. Ever since then, things have finally cooled down once more. This brings us to the present day, with me presenting my entire YouTube history to you in video form. I do appreciate your time. Hopefully I gave you a pretty good grasp on my channel's history up to this point, and I also hope that you found it interesting or entertaining. This isn't the end of my channel, far from it. I'm sure I'll make another video like this several more years down the line. Until then, stay tuned for more content from your favorite Coyote/Draconiquus. I'm SpaceGuru5, and, as always, take care everybody.